Welcome back, YouTube. EmoMax here, your emotionally motivated overlord. Today we're just going to be talking about literally, what? Quitting alcohol. And it really starts with changing the way you approach alcohol, honestly. For me, man, I used to remember when I first got exposed to alcohol, probably when I was 18 at a young age, actually. That's not that young, but I was exposed to alcohol around 18. And I started to drink just because my friends were doing it. And that behavior, after I hit 21, I just started drinking more because I just thought it was fun getting drunk and everything. Then I started to realize, really, that it wasn't doing me any good. I was literally constantly finding myself, drinking a lot, over drinking. I think I was almost on the verge of becoming an alcoholic. Um, I wasn't drinking alone, but I started, when I turned 24, and actually now I started to realize, drinking has not really benefited me in any way. I had some, good laughs, good parties, I guess, things I could say that were fun. But if I really take the time and look back and I'm being honest with myself, if I look back, I didn't have much fun drinking and consuming alcohol so much. I remember in college, I used to drink so much to the point where me and my friends would drink till a week straight, and because we were bored, out of boredom, and we had no idea what to do except drink. And this definitely, if you think about it, that has definitely become a problem. If we're drinking every other day and waiting for to drink, needing to drink, you can kind of see this trend of habit and mental stress we're putting on ourselves. And I really didn't realize these things in the past. And honestly, I didn't realize what alcohol was doing to me at the time until now. I realized that I was not enjoying myself with alcohol. I began needing alcohol to socialize, and I thought drinking alcohol was to socialize. I remember there would be times at parties where I couldn't talk to anybody until the moment I had a sip of alcohol. And I tell you, yes, alcohol definitely cures shyness. And I thought that with alcohol, I could become this extremely talkative person. And I was super confident, etc. For the ladies, etc. Or for the guys, whatever way you prefer. But I used to need alcohol to give me that boost. And that's the thing. See, you need to take a step back. If you're trying to quit alcohol, you need to take a step back and look how you react to it. Look how you kind of take it in, and that way you're gonna start realizing, like, wait, I don't actually need alcohol to feel like this. And I get it. We get stressed, long day, long week, and you just want to pop open a beer or take a few shots or drink a cup of wine to cope with, right? And you're using that to cope with stress, and then you don't realize the habits that you begin developing when you kind of consume alcohol like that. And for me personally, like I said, drinking alcohol was so rough. It was fun. It felt fun to the point where I thought I needed it. And like I said earlier, I thought it was to socialize. I thought, you ever been at a party and no one's talking, and the party's boring until someone opens a bottle or passes around a beer or offers you a drink, an alcoholic drink. And then a few minutes later, you're just like, boom, the party's going crazy. You see that? I started to take a step back and look at it and like see, what the hell was I doing? Why does alcohol do this? I started realizing that I didn't need alcohol to talk to people. Of course, it gives you a boost. Of course, It kind of kills your shyness, but you really don't need alcohol to act a certain way, right? If you really think about it, all that confidence is there already. You kind of just need a push, and instead of using alcohol as a push yourself, with your mind. And that's having a good control over your mind and creating this mental habit that you can become this person without alcohol. And if you're having trouble quitting alcohol, it's literally taking a step back and seeing how you act when you're drinking, seeing how it affects you and everything. It kind of something you have to kind of be self-aware of these things. And when I was drinking, definitely in college, I was not self-aware at all about my actions. I just thought drinking was fun. I thought I needed to drink to hang out with people or to meet people. I know definitely coming out of college, you are pressured a little bit to go out to parties and socialize, but there is so much ways for you to not. You don't need to drink, and you don't need to surround yourself with people that drink, and there's nothing wrong with drinking. What I definitely recommend is that you take a step back from alcohol instead of trying to cold turkey it, because then you're going to end up with withdrawal and all that stuff. You're going to end up developing a bad mental habit of not needing to drink, and you don't want that. You want to just take alcohol with consideration and moderation so that you don't consume a lot and you start realizing that you don't need it to act certain ways, and use it as a small boost, not something you need all the time, you know. And if you're using it to socialize, this is definitely like telling you when you go hang out with friends, oh, I can't drink because I'm doing this. No, it's telling you, like, okay, I'm gonna just drink a little bit. I actually don't really need it to get in the mood, things like that. There is benefits of boosting you while drinking and things like that. It's kind of like a booster, but when it becomes a problem, that's the issue. And when it starts affecting your behavior, that's when it becomes a problem. If we think about it, and it really starts with just changing the way you approach alcohol. If you want to quit, or if you want to take a step back from alcohol, you just really need to self-reflect on yourself and see if you really need alcohol in your life, or if you can incorporate it in some way so you don't, abuse it so much. Because people abuse it so much, they use it as a coping method when they're stressed out with life a lot. And I guarantee you the benefits of alcohol are gonna outweigh of quitting alcohol are gonna outweigh anything than going to a party and drinking with friends. You will definitely start to see more things in the world that you didn't, because alcohol really clouds your brain. Do you understand why it makes you all blurry sometimes? Because you yeah, it clouds your mind a lot, and you will start seeing clear more things in life than you can ever expect, and you probably start losing a lot of weight. I guarantee it. There's many benefits. You could search it up or anything, but I'm telling you, from my experience quitting alcohol, not really quitting, I just, every time I, get invited to a party or something, I kind of decline sometimes because I don't feel like drinking. I'd be like, nah, I don't really need to drink or want to drink. If I want to say, hang out with friends or something, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And having a little beer or anything like that, but I don't really, it's not necessary to go hard anymore or drink so much to the point where I need to black out, because that's not great. And I've really become more in control of my choices. And sometimes people neglect that, and it's simple but always overlooked. Drinking alcohol, they think they need it to, socialize with somebody, make sure that they can be on the same page or anything like that. And alcohol doesn't, you really don't need it, and the benefits of quitting is gonna outweigh the all the parties that you're gonna go to. Now, alcohol is something we abuse, and some people don't realize that. Some people will watch this video and be like, "What is this guy talking about? Drinking alcohol is fun." But sometimes you need to think about it and be like, "Was it really fun?" If you're here watching it at 2 a.m. after a late party, why are you watching this video kind of thing at 2 a.m. after a party? Probably because you're feeling some type of way or anything like that. So alcohol can and will start hurting you in your life if you don't, take it with consideration whenever you do it and with moderation. I guarantee you, if you continue to consume it in a way where you need it to act in a certain way, it's going to become a bad habit. You might dive into the alcoholism as well because you'll start losing satisfaction from anything. Like you're going to start feeling like you need to drink to have fun. And that's the big picture here. That's what I want you to realize is you do not need to drink to have fun. You can still have fun and do things. Like, that's something I realized. Like, I could still have fun without drinking. I could still go to parties and not drink and still have fun. It does outweigh things. Like, you will start to see more interactions. And one thing I can tell you guys that helped me and benefited me when I quit alcohol, or when I didn't quit, but I kind of like toned it down a bit, a lot. When I toned alcohol down a bit and kind of took it out of my life, put it in the back area, something that's not super important. Because in the beginning of my life, maybe like not my life, but the beginning of my journey, I drank a lot, and that was always my priority. Like at the end of the week, like, oh, I'm gonna turn up or party and get lit, and I didn't realize I could get lit other ways, safe ways. But anyways, I didn't even understand that drinking was becoming a problem for me because I needed to have fun. The last thing I have to say is something from my experience from quitting and or toning it down. I have really, after I stopped taking alcohol a lot, drinking it a lot, I started to realize that my relationships with my family and friends weren't even that great. Sometimes I would hang out with my friends, right, that I drank with, and we wouldn't have the same energy anymore as how we drank, and we wouldn't talk as much, or we wouldn't interact as much. And I started to realize that alcohol was the reason why we became friends. And I was just like, dang, I never took the chance to even know this person outside of alcohol. And that could be, if you're talking to somebody as well. If you're interested in someone and you met them at a party with alcohol, you can get a total character flip. And that's why I'm trying to explain to you that your relationships are the most affected when you're under the influence, obviously, and outside. And on top of that, when I kept drinking more, I didn't have a great relationship with my parents or even my siblings. And I started to realize my families, we needed alcohol to, get together, get closer together. So after this self-realization of mine, I really went back and tried to build better relationships with my family members because if I think about it, I didn't communicate well with them. And every time we had family gatherings, it was because we needed to drink and hang out together. But, again, don't get me wrong. Alcohol is not bad. It's just how we use it and abuse it. And that's how it becomes bad. But it's better if you realize these things now so you can take alcohol and shift it to your benefit so it doesn't hurt you at the end. And literally, that's all the advice I got. If you're trying to quit alcohol, just take a step back and look at your approach, how you drink alcohol. It has benefited me when I have taken alcohol out of my life a little bit. I didn't throw it away necessarily, but I just took a step back and put it in the back of my head. Like, it's not that important anymore to drink. And I started to realize relationships are most important. And with alcohol, with consuming alcohol, you start to tarnish those relationships. If you don't realize it, you should start now.